the top pass too fast. I crash, you crash. You were the one.
Hey guys, how you going? Today we're going to be doing a video on streaming tips. I get asked very frequently on my stream if I have any tips for beginners or new streamers. So it's quite requested and I thought it'd actually just be 10 times easier to do a YouTube video on it. Something important to remember here, guys, is that everybody's journey on Twitch is different. Just because you haven't grown or blown up yet, whoops, doesn't mean that you're not going to grow. Twitch is like a very strange platform to grow on. I feel like nothing happens for ages, and then when it does, it's sudden, and then it can like slow down, speed up. It's all over the shop. But here are some simple tips for beginners. Alrighty, so tip number 1 is to read your chat, and I cannot say this enough. I see so often when I go into like a new person's stream, say even if you're at just like 3 viewers, and I have been into people's streams before with 3 viewers, completely ignoring their chat. You know, you can see them look over. You can see when somebody's reading the chat, but choosing to not respond to it. It's just probably the worst thing you can do. You need to build a community, and by just not speaking to anybody in your chat, you're not actually building a community. And that is one of the most important things you should be doing when you first start streaming. If you want to reach partner or affiliate, you've got to actually make a connection with those people so they want to come back. You can be really good at the game, but sometimes that like isn't enough because there's a million other people good at the game. So you really want to try and, have a conversation with people and let them get to know you. I know you see big streamers ignoring their chats, but that is simply because if you've got like 2,000 people watching and your chat is like just constantly going, it becomes very hard to read your chat because there is so much going on. When you're even like a 30 concurrent streamer, this isn't really the case that you can read your chat. I can still to this day read my chat pretty well. The only time it gets a little difficult is when I'm in a game. So read your chat. If you don't know what to talk about, spark a conversation as well. Like keep up to date with world events, maybe nothing too morbid because that is pretty much what the world events are these days. Thank you 2020. Ugh. Talk about your interests, and maybe someone in chat might be like, hey, like I like art as well. And then they're gonna come back because they have a connection with you. So just think of, even before you start streaming, many things that you could talk about on stream if you feel like you're running out of ideas. I personally just am one of these people that can talk for ages. I know there's people out there that struggle with conversations, and you could even Google things to just bring up when the conversation's kind of dying, and I definitely recommend doing that for streaming. It's actually a very good skill to have even in the real world, because if you ever go on a date and there's nothing to talk about, you're actually gonna have those skills to keep a conversation going. So tip number 2 is to have a stream schedule. This is very important. You might not want to do it straight away. You might want to just do a few streams here and there, but if streaming is something you want to take a little bit more seriously, you definitely want to be getting a streaming schedule. So when you first start streaming, definitely play around with different times to stream at to see what works best for you. So I stream 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time until maybe like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. It's all over the shop at the moment. And that time is probably the best for me. What I find works well for my channel personally. I have incorporated some day streams at the moment, which is about 11 Australian Eastern Standard Time until like 3 p.m. And for me, like it's still good, it's just nowhere near as good. So normally on my late streaming schedule, I'd get anywhere between 800 to like 1,200 viewers. And the day streams, because I'm technically building a new audience because people aren't used to seeing me then, and all my usual people are either asleep or at work, I have anywhere from like 400 viewers to 700, but I can never really push over that. Another reason I think for this is because there are so many big American streamers on during my daytime, which can get a little bit hard to compete against. Normally when people have a stream that they're like watching, they're not really searching for new streams, but I also know people who perform really well at daytime. It could just be that I don't suit day streams. So definitely have a play around with the different times and see what works for you, and then do a stream schedule and stick to it. When I first started streaming, I did every second day because I was also working a full-time job and doing modeling. So I would aim for every second day, but you could even do 3 times a week. It depends how seriously you want to take it. Have on your Twitch the stream schedule so people could see. If you have a Discord, have it in your Discord. And that is a tip I actually haven't added. You should definitely have other social media platforms to promote your Twitch on, like Discord and things, to build a community. But that's a completely different tip. So yeah, definitely have a stream schedule, stick to it. And this means it's okay to take a day off from the stream schedule every now and again, but you don't want to be having a week off here and then I'll stream normal this week and I'll have a couple of days off here and then you have a big holiday. Like that's, unfortunately, it's not how Twitch works. It's not quite the same as YouTube. Consistency is key with Twitch. I haven't really had a big break, and I know a lot of other streamers haven't had a big break since starting. If you do have a big break, your subs and your viewers and everything do drop drastically. You can build them up again, but it takes twice as long to build it up as what it does to just, you know, take a week off and it's all gone. So definitely keep that in mind, that you have to be very consistent with it. So tip number 3 is to not just play what's popular. I see a lot of new streamers come in and they're like, I'm gonna play Fortnite because Fortnite's popular and I'm gonna blow up and be this big streamer on Fortnite. And some of them don't even like the game. I'm sure a lot of people don't like Fortnite. So I actually wouldn't recommend doing this. Definitely play what you like and definitely do play things that are popular, but don't just do that. Don't limit yourself to one game. Experiment with a bunch of different games. Find something that works for you, but also mix it up. You want to keep it new and entertaining and, you know, each stream exciting. If you are really, really good at a game, it doesn't hurt to, you know, play that game as your main game. And then, you know, a couple times a week, play something different to make it a little bit more interesting, build up the hype in your stream that every Friday we do something different. So I highly recommend playing what you enjoy. For me, I do more of a variety. I always start my stream with an hour of IRL. Sorry, just chatting, it's called now. It used to be called IRL, which is literally just sitting there talking to my audience. Then I go into maybe like 3 to 4 hours of gaming, and then I finish with an hour of IRL. So that is just to talk to my community, which normally is probably the time your like views will be the highest, is because you can engage with those people 100%, and when you're in game it's normally not as much because you're concentrating on the game. Another reason it's not always good to just play a popular game is because when you're first starting out and say you've only got like two viewers or like even 100, right? Twitch works by most viewed streams and it kind of filters down. They have brought in different tools so you can search differently, but its default to most views is at the top and then it goes down. So let's just say you've only got 3 viewers and you're in the most popular gaming category where there's so many streamers playing it. You're all the way at the bottom. There's not as much chance of you getting found. Or if you're playing a game that's maybe like 4 or 5 rows down on the Twitch page with all the games, and there's only 4,000 views in that category versus like 100,000, you're gonna be higher up on the list and there's more chance for people to find you. So yeah, just experiment with it. So tip number 4 is actually a little bit of an extension of what I just talked about in tip number 3, and that is to mix up your content. Like I said, I didn't realize I got these two mixed up. For me, I definitely like watching someone who's very good at a game play a game. I, for my stream, wanted people to kind of come to my stream to want to hang out with me and play different games with me and kind of be there for me versus just for the game. And one of the issues is when a game dies down and everybody's only been there for you for the game, your stream can kind of die with it. Not always the case, but sometimes is the case. So I feel like being able to do variety is just something really great for your stream. But yeah, if you find your growth is best in a particular game, 100% main that, but definitely every now and again, throw in something different on your stream. See, for me, I even do cooking streams and I'll do some challenges and things just to hype it up and make it a little bit more interesting. Also for myself, like it's draining to just play one game. All right, so tip number 5, I think we're up to, is background aesthetics. I know a lot of the guys can be like, but something I've really noticed, and for me, when I go into somebody's stream and I see a lot of us stream from our bedrooms, right? I used to stream from my bedroom, not anymore. And you see the bed's unmade or there's dishes in the background, kind of an off-put. It's like, if you're gonna stream, at least put a little tiny bit of effort in to make your background look nice by just cleaning the dishes and making the bed. By no means do you have to go to the extent that I have with lights and things. Definitely just take some pride if that's as simple as making sure there's no dishes in the background, no washing, your bed's made. Just a bit more of a professional, tidy space. But yeah, when you do start streaming a bit more and you wanna spice up your room, it can definitely bring attraction. I feel like when you're a little thumbnail on Twitch and people see like a nice background as well, they're more inclined to click on it to be like, whoa. It's like when I first got the Starlight projector, people were clicking on it just to see the Starlight projector and then they ended up staying because they liked the content. So definitely take some pride in your background because it does make a difference. Tip number 6 is to be you. I know it's great to look up to big streamers and I 100% do recommend like, you know, taking a few things that you like from a streamer or a big streamer, but at the end of the day, you want to be authentic to you. Never change yourself to be like another streamer because you think that's going to get you growth or you think that's what you need to do. Because at the end of the day, why would they watch you when they could just watch the actual streamer, if that makes sense? And a lot of the time on Twitch, popular trends will come through and there is nothing wrong with following a popular trend. 100% recommend doing it. I just mean like mannerisms of other streamers and things like that. People really do pick up on because Twitch isn't a huge scene. So just try and find things that would make you unique and stand out from the rest. And that is the best thing you could do for your stream, rather than trying to do what a big streamer's doing and it's working for them and implementing that. Versus if you found something different and did that, it's going to make you stand out more. So definitely try and find something that's authentic to you and stick with that. But at the same time, when trends come through on Twitch, go for your life. That's just how social media works. So tip number 7 is to not buy the best equipment when you're first starting. I see a lot of people when they just begin go out and buy crazy setups before they even know if they like streaming. And a lot of the time in a few months, they're trying to sell it all. Twitch is something where you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. So I wouldn't even recommend going and getting crazy lighting and doing all of these things. Stream from the bare minimum. When I first started, I was streaming off of an iMac, a keyboard I bought from eBay for like $10. It was scuffed. I had a microphone and things like that, not good ones, just to like get me by. And then when I knew I liked it, the money that I made from streaming, I had donation goals for things I put back into my streaming. So I ended up buying a PC for myself and like better keyboards, and it built myself up since 2.5 years ago. So definitely don't go crazy when you first start. All you really want is something to stream off of, whether that be your console or a PC. I feel like you definitely need a PC. Maybe get like a decent webcam. Microphone, don't cheap out too much on the microphone, but you don't need something insane. And then obviously just all the stuff you'd normally game with. But yeah, you definitely need a microphone, webcam, and something to stream off of. You don't necessarily need stream decks and all these things when you're starting out, but later on they will make your life so much easier. And kind of treat it as something to look forward to later on. So maybe have it when you hit a certain milestone or you hit your donation goal, that's when you go buy it out. But don't send yourself broke when you're just starting out, because you might hate it and then, you know, have to be stuck with all of this stuff. Also, something to keep in mind, keep all your receipts when you're purchasing it for Twitch. I know you might think it's a hobby, but if you're making income on it and you know about tax, take it to your tax agent and it's all deductible and it will seriously save your life. All right, tip number 8 is sometimes longer streams aren't always better. So I know I see a lot of people in the beginning also trying to do like 8-hour streams. These are great and I definitely do recommend them, especially doing like subathons and things. Personally for me, I find 4 to 6 hours is the perfect stream time for me. That's about as long as I can keep my energy up and, you know, reading the chat and just like good energy levels. And something to remember with streaming is so many people are coming in to view your stream while you're live. So if you've been streaming like hours and you're exhausted and you're just kind of like, you know, gaming like this, the new person coming in that's never seen your stream before will just be like, this is a low energy stream. It's not for me. It's really, that's how quick they make their judgments. I get it all the time. I'll be sitting there in IRL and someone's like, oh, you don't even game. And it's like, you've come in for 2 seconds and you're assuming this is all I do. Like, it's frustrating, but definitely a shorter stream to, you know, keep your energy levels up. So if someone comes in and you're like got great energy levels, you're entertaining, they're more likely to stay or come back. But if you can keep your energy levels up for 8 hours, go for it. 100% do it. But if you can't, maybe aim for a shorter stream and then like build yourself up to a bigger stream. All right, I actually didn't add this on to my little sheet where I wrote down the tips, but I'm gonna add a tip number 9, which is kind of what I spoke about at the beginning. You need other social platforms, and I'm sure these days everybody's already got them, but I will touch base just in case. So with Twitch, you kind of want your Twitch, but then you want a Twitter, you want an Instagram, you want a Discord. If you know how to use Reddit, you might want Reddit. I don't know how to use that one. And then maybe even YouTube and TikTok. You know what I mean? You kind of want them all, because you want to build a presence on every platform to draw as much traction back to Twitch as you can. The more platforms you're on, the more chance you've got of blowing up on one and bringing it back to another platform where you might, you know, that you want to grow. Some people like to post like streaming highlights onto their YouTubes and TikToks. So Discord is very important for beginners and new communities, because you really are trying to build that community, and Discord is sometimes the best place to do it. That's where you can chat to your whole community while you're offline. It's kind of like Twitch chat, but offline with all your different categories. And like spend some time making your Discord and things look nice, because it's kind of like your little space for your community at the end of the day, and you want it to be like nice. Me with aesthetics again, my friend actually helped me do mine. So if any of that interests you guys in future, I could definitely do like a video on it. Yeah, just kind of grow your other platforms. They call it micro content. You want micro content on your other platforms to kind of promote your Twitch. Or same with YouTube. Say you're doing YouTube, promote it on the other platforms. So that is the last and final tip. If you guys do like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment if you want me to do another one in future. I definitely got more tips that I could give you guys. So I hope some of these tips have helped you and it's something that you haven't heard before. I know some of these I could definitely have known when I was first starting. I did some shocking things. I used to start my stream like a YouTube video. I had no idea what streaming was. I didn't even look at other streamers before I started. I just dived straight in. So yeah, hopefully these can save some of you the embarrassment. There's definitely way more tips I could give. These are just some of the main ones that come to my mind of what I see others doing wrong or what I did wrong. So I hope they help you. And yeah, like I said, if you guys did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you want any other videos like this in future. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.